a single adult. Are you
This
renting?
is new to us.
Yeah.
This is new.
Are you renting, or is this a do you have mortgage on this place?
I'm renting, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't pay that much because
No.
it's my best friend's brother's house.
Ooh,
So
tough adulting right there. I got a deal though.
Yeah.
I have a 3-bedroom
But he's doing
backyard,
well for
and
himself.
I pay for a 1-bedroom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But right, it's about knowing people.
And it's my
But,
charm too. that
And
gets
you
me
still are going to the park and throwing rocks at kids because none of them are yours.
by. Exactly.
So-
So
Don't
yeah.
roast this guy's ego anymore. Welcome, everybody tuning in. And this is Dawes Tales. We'll be getting into tales from heads to tails and telling both sides of the story. Now, some say his left nipple is the exact same shape as Peterborough, and that he saves a fortune on car insurance and haircuts. Your host, Corey Dawes.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to Dawes Tales, episode 9, on this very super hot day yet again, in Peterborough. You all know my voice, my second voice on this podcast, Steven.
Yeah.
Thank you for another beautiful intro, my friend.
Hey, we give him up.
Every single episode, you always nail it.
You gotta deliver.
How was the day?
My day, overall, good.
Solid?
Solid. Worked. I'm back to work.
Back to
You're
work.
back to work.
I'm back to work.
You know what? Like, let's get phase 3 and 4 going so that we could all just live life comfortably.
We got to be able to do more, man. It's getting super annoying nowadays that I can't really do anything.
Yeah.
I come home from work and I go on, like, apps, dating apps, and I want to be able to do something, but I can't because I can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Did you know around here you have to book patio times?
I was just about to say that. It's annoying when you got a match and you're like, oh, I'm just going to talk to you forever until one of us stops talking.
Right.
It's annoying, right? And then also, I wanted to go to the keg recently. I've been talking about it at work a lot lately. And they're like, why don't you take some girl or whatever else? And I'm like, well, I don't want to fucking have to find a match, tell them, hey, look, we got to do all these, like, quarantine rules. I want to be able to take, like, my best friend Dawsy. Let's go. But we still have to book time.
I know.
Fuck.
And then imagine if, like you just said, if you wanted to fucking... Once when you match someone and you want to do a fucking time for a patio, it could not be available.
A, it could not
Then
be...
you're fucked.
Yeah, A, it could not be available. And then B, you might not be horny that time.
Then it goes back to Netflix and chill,
Right.
right? Not patio, go for a couple of drinks, do your thing, then chill.
Right.
Now the work gets involved.
Ugh.
Nobody likes to do that kind of legwork, man.
No, it's not feasible in our day and age.
You definitely don't want to do it.
No.
The
Nobody does.
thing, okay, yesterday,
Yeah.
huge. Or not yesterday, maybe a couple of days before. Remember when we talked about Kanye doing the whole going into Old Navy or Gap?
Yes, we talked about that on our last cast.
Now he wants to run for president?
Yes.
So, like, what the fuck? I heard he didn't get his papers in time, so he can't actually fucking do it.
Oh, he can't?
That's what I heard.
Oh, man.
So now what?
I don't know. He's going to have to run for 2024?
Well, I don't know. That's the thing. Like, who knows if it's true or not? These are just accusations that come out, and we have no clue what's going on. I hope he runs.
They said this way back when he was supposed to go for 2020, the actual 2020.
Yeah.
Against Trump, I guess. And whatever her name is. Hillary?
Yes.
And so, well, we're Canadian, so we don't really
Who gives
know.
a fuck?
Yeah, we don't know about American
All we know
politics.
is that Kanye's running.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
So you'd vote if you were an American?
I said that today at work, and all the girls are like, that guy's a fucking idiot. Well, no, he's kind of cool, and you just don't get it.
He's kind of cool, and you just don't get it.
So, realistically, weighing out the options, Trump or Kanye, I'm probably going to go for Kanye. Because
Same.
Trump seems to be kind of fucking over everything right now.
Yeah, no, same. I guess I'm going Kanye.
I know you would go Kanye.
Yeah.
Right? It's pretty fucking easy.
It would be like Obama all over again.
Even like 2.0.
Yeah.
Right?
Love it.
And even like Kanye doing all those like shelters or something like that for like homeless people, or like the community domes that he wants to build and everything, like the 2020 vision, like he said in his Twitter hashtag.
Yeah.
Man, make it happen and people are going to vote for him.
Yeah, if he could follow through with these things, I think he could.
Not only that, but the first lady is going to be Kim Kardashian West.
Jeez.
The sexiest first lady in the world, the best ass first lady in the world is going to be Kim Kardashian West.
That's a little crazy to think of.
Can you imagine that, man?
Yeah.
I would love that so much.
Imagine her on the next, 20 or the next 50 or whatever else. Well, actually, it'd be just Kanye.
Oh, it
Kanye.
would literally just be Kanye.
They should put just fucking her ass right on the new dollar
It should be
bill.
on like the button
just on the
that they
dollar
give
bill,
out.
so when you're at the strip clubs, you're literally throwing them at strippers, right?
Kardashian's ass?
Yeah, right at the strippers.
I would do that. I'd actually
Dollar
buy one. I'd
bills.
probably frame it for a bit. I probably wouldn't get rid of it.
Yeah.
I'd be like, this is a limited edition.
We'd have to cancel Best Friend Vacay 2020 Cuba and go Best Friend Vacay 2020 somewhere in the States to get some of that.
It's funny that you mentioned that because I think we were both working today and I did send you a Snapchat of the prices for the same place we were going, and it was what, $500 more?
Yeah, I want to say $500 or $600 more because we paid around 11 each.
Right.
11.50, whatever. So yeah, actually around 1,200.
It was going to be bomb, man, and we're still doing that. I'm pretty sure we talk about this every single fucking cast. People are probably like, man, will you guys just fucking go and then stop
already?
talking about it?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure everyone actually is thinking that.
Yes.
So
It will happen. Maybe we'll do a cast there. Maybe we'll do a vlog. Who knows?
that's the thing. I'm so glad that you mentioned that because last week when we talked about we want to get our viewers involved more, and we did the top 3 last week of our favorite drinks.
Yes.
So I had a few buddies reach out to me and they pretty much, I wouldn't say majority, but everyone's just like, I love the fucking Pink Whitney. I love the fucking Sandbaggers. I love the fucking White Claws. Just typical answers.
What's the trend right now?
I didn't hear anyone liking a craft beer.
Or Hennessy.
Or Hennessy.
Or Budweiser.
Budweiser, those employees piss in their beer and then give it out.
They
So
personally don't, though. That was fake news. It got deleted off of my wall.
it did?
Yeah, it literally said fake news on
Did my
top.
comment get deleted?
No, it's probably still there. I could check quickly while you rant on about your nonsense.
Yes, my comment was pretty funny. So we have to get that in there. Right?
No, we don't.
We do.
We don't.
But yeah, everyone was just like, oh, Pink Whitney, it's the new summer drink. I love it. Can't get any better. So here's my comment. Steve just pulled it up. I believe it. Toss in some employee semen as well. It's why Steve loves this beer. A lot of people with the hard eyes, a lot of people just fucking love that comment. Pretty funny, eh?
It's not.
But it is.
It's not.
Just give me a little bit of credit right now.
Man, just
You always shy away from it. Just do it now.
Just because you tell me I drink semen in my beer, it doesn't mean shit.
Well, it's probably a lot of semen, to be honest. Those employees, check out at 5, little bit of rub and tug into the fucking Budweiser beer. Hey, send that to Peterborough. We know a guy that'll fucking love it.
Okay, there you go.
Right?
So, yes, maybe whatever you have to say. But again, you're not looking at the top where it says false headline. That's a false headline.
I do see that,
You see
yes.
that? So
Yeah.
that's a false headline. Also, you literally drink a drink that people stomp through with their bare feet.
But
You're
I like
getting
feet.
athlete's foot
I
in
like
your
feet.
drink.
I like feet, so it doesn't really bother me.
Oh, you like feet.
Come at me again.
Another known fact of Dawes.
Do it again, man.
Feet fetishes.
Do you know what they call people that make wine?
No, I don't.
I hope I say this
Perverts?
right. What?
Perverts?
No.
Oh.
A sommelier? A sommelier. Those are the people that make wine. That's what I've always wanted to do just because of that title name.
Not with your feet.
Here's Court. Yeah. athlete's foot coming out the ass, but
Oh God.
so yeah, this is episode 9, man. Can you believe it?
It's gone way too quick.
Saturday, episode 10. Now, we record Saturdays, but we don't release it until later on because we
Right.
have a bunch of people that work on it to make sure it's right, so it doesn't get released on until later.
Yeah.
But episode 10 of this new era of Dawes Tales comes out Saturday. So we have big plans for it. Huge
Expect
plans
some
for
changes. Expect some changes.
it. Yes.
Not a lot. It's still going to be the cast you know and love.
It is going to be awesome.
It is going to be good.
It's going to get viewers more involved. Our guests are going to ramp it up big time now.
Yeah.
And just before I introduce our next guest, what I want to say right now is that just because we are on this new level and fire of Dawes Tales, whatever that means,
Yeah.
I want to know if you can be on Dawes Tales. Are you an interesting person? Do you want to hang out with Steve and I for an hour or 45 minutes and talk? Do you think you can do that? I think so.
There you go.
So whoever is listening right now, drop us a line on Instagram, Dawes Tales, DM, or Gmail, dawestales@gmail.com. Let us know if you want to be on it.
I believe we also have a Twitter as well.
Twitter, Dawes Tales, @Dawes Tales.
Yes.
Okay. So right now, I'm going to introduce our next guest. I've known this gentleman for quite some time now. Hilarious. We started working together when I was just fresh out of high school. I got introduced to this gentleman, and I have to say, I've had a lot of fun with this person, working with, even at work, when we're just hanging out in general, having a few drinks, playing some hockey together. Scott, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for the invite, guys. Good times.
Isn't this awesome?
It's quite the setup. I give you a lot of credit. Where it is Corey, so you kind of wonder what kind of Mickey Mouse show he's going to run. This is almost like legit. So
You like it?
Yeah, it's good. And I mean, I've listened to a few episodes, and totally, you're getting there, man. So credit where credit is due. You're moving ahead, man.
Thank you. So we first met at Mark's Work Warehouse here in Peterborough.
That's right.
I think I was 19 when I got hired.
I know you had a lot more hair then.
Can you, well, Steve knows me through high school, but can you just explain to him right now of the beautiful hair that I had back in the day?
I think it was pretty luscious. It might have been creeping back a little bit, but it was there. And that's going from a guy that's living a hair-free lifestyle right now myself. So, any locks are good locks.
Yeah, no, I know him when he had hair. I know him when he had the blonde, what is it, golden locks of
Right.
hair.
Yeah,
like
kind of
the wings,
Yeah.
the wings at the side of the hat.
The hockey hair,
Yes.
Yes.
right?
For sure.
Yeah. So me and Scott, we go way back. Mark's were some great days. Do you remember the day that I got hired? Were you there?
I don't know if I was. It was Jordan was.
I want to say like
there.
orientation night or something like
Yeah.
that.
I know I called you not Corey for a bajillion years. I think I called you Travis.
You did? Oh, man.
Yeah, and it's like, right. Ideally, right. Marks does a big hire every August, September for the last quarter of the year. It's busiest time, millions of dollars made. And, you hire a bunch of kids that you're going to fire in January, right? So it's like some of them
Savage.
work out and you keep, which was really strange that we kept Corey, but we did. And
He could have been on the chopping block.
yeah, oh, for sure, right?
Jeez.
And it really came down to the fact that in my current state there, I really didn't try to remember anybody's name until January.
When you knew that.
Yeah, because it wasn't important. It's that kid. It's it's the guy with the limp, or it's the kid with the buck teeth, or
The guy with the surprisingly good-looking hair that he lost 10 years later.
yeah. And one day they're like, and I'm like, oh yeah, like Travis will do that, and they're like, we didn't hire Travis. I'm like, yeah, that kid right there, his name is Travis. And they're like, no, that's Corey, and I'm like, Travis to me.
Yeah.
Like, why would you call him anything else but Travis? So
Travis stuck for a bit.
it did, and
But then we got super close, and then it transferred over to Corey.
yes,
Yeah.
and it's maybe workplace harassment if I don't call you by your name.
Well, I didn't mind Travis. Do you think I look like a Travis?
I don't think so. Me knowing you as Corey for so long, I just...
Right.
Or Dawsey.
Yeah, that's the
Like,
thing, right?
Like, did you know his last name? Was
Probably-
it Travis
prob-
Dawes?
Probably I didn't even know his last name. There's people I have on payroll right now that I probably couldn't tell you their last name. It's
You just don't care.
It's unimportant.
Right.
It's it's Caitlin, it's Samantha, it's Joe. It's like no, right? You don't call somebody on the intercom by Corey Dawes to the warehouse. That's just creepy. That's
Yeah, you definitely don't want to do that.
It's like you've got a van waiting to pile them into it, right?
Yeah.
Come on back and jump in the van. No, it's like
There's lots of candy. Just come on. It'll be fun.
It'll be fun.
Come on, it'll be fun.
There's red wine in the back here. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Dawsey to the back. There's red wine.
Yeah. Back then, actually, some of my favorite moments and parts about working with Marks has to be Dragon Boat festivals.
They were good times.
Man, those were the best times ever. Not so much that I like the early morning starts to it, but after the first race, we mostly went to like Riley's or something like that.
Rooftop patio action,
We got pretty loaded.
and then tried not to tip the boat in the third race.
Like that race after that was extremely hard to do, right?
Maybe for you, I feel like my flow was on.
Not me. I was done. So that's when I got introduced to hand grenades at Riley's. I
That's
think
right.
Jordan, our buddy Jordan, introduced us to those. And do you know what a hand grenade is?
No,
Steve?
that's what I was about to ask. What is a hand grenade?
So, do you know, Scott?
I do.
Do you want to explain it?
So, typical tumbler glass, so not a pint, but a low ball or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's 2 shots, a shot of Jaeger and a shot of vodka dropped into Red Bull. I think that's right.
Yeah.
So the first one you pull is the pin.
Okay.
So you pull the vodka, that's the pin. The Jaeger drops down into the Red Bull. You do the vodka shot, and then you follow it with a traditional Jaeger bomb.
Oh.
So that's the pulling of the first shot is the pin. That's
Right.
the hand grenade.
So you got a shot. Is it an actual Jaeger bomb or is it just?
Jaeger bomb with a vodka side, I guess. So right,
okay.
you shoot the vodka first, and then it follows up with the traditional Jaeger bomb. So right.
So you didn't know his name. This is still
No,
fucking
man.
with me.
It's. I mean, I've been in retail a long time, and it's still that way. It's still, thank God we're using way more name tags, and the print's gotten bigger as my eyes have gotten worse.
Okay.
But there's definitely times you hit it, and you're like, man, I don't know who you are. You're either Samantha or Debbie.
Yeah,
but I'm not.
but Corey seems like such a
That he'd
charismatic
stand out?
guy. Like he seems like he'd stand out from the rest of the blokes, like or the rest of the guys.
Yeah,
you
I
know
think
what I mean?
too, right? Is it's all depending on where they land and how much do they make your job harder. You always remember those kids way more, right? The ones you have to
Yeah.
yell at, the ones you have to reprimand.
Yeah.
And surprisingly enough for Corey, I would tell you he probably flew under the radar and was a good employee because we did keep him after the elusive, hey, you're getting fired in January, the purge, right?
Yeah.
So he made that cut for whatever strange, bizarre reason. Maybe it was just his witty repertoire or
Since
whatever.
I'm really good looking.
Yeah, maybe.
It's because he had hair.
Maybe. Yeah, but I mean, you knew a lot of people there too, right?
I only knew one.
You knew Sam before.
Nope.
You met Sam at that relationship blossomed from Mark's.
Yep.
Well, that's good. So you just knew Jordan.
Just knew Jordan.
There you go.
That was it.
So Sam from SP Designs.
Yeah. So Scott, I don't. You might not know this because you only listened to how many episodes?
Yes.
Right. So Sam has agreed to be one of our sponsors on the show.
That's exciting.
Of her SP Designs.
I have done some of her product.
Really?
And gifted it, yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. So
Okay.
quality work.
Beautiful work.
Definitely hit her up. She does awesome signs and everything else that she does.
Right. So we have her on. We had her on twice now. So one Dawes Tales 2.0. We had her on. We talked about dating, her job, her business. It went over really, really well. So when we first started back up on this new era, like I said, new era of Dawes Tales, we had her on, Steve, a couple of weeks ago now.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
And she promoted her business again. And now, right now, in the making, is she's making us a Dawes Tales sign for our new studio.
Of course.
So Steve actually just picked out the background for the sign tonight. And
Nice.
so I think she's going to finish up, and then we're going to do a huge unveiling of the sign on Instagram Live on Dawes Tales.
You're gonna get some posts on Instagram, I hope.
Right?
I was
Yes.
creeping you last night, and it's still like 0 posts.
Of photos.
Yes.
Really?
Well, I'm an old guy, so that's what it's more about the posts than it is about the stories. But
So we got to get on Producer Hop.
Yep.
I see him
Producer
taking
Hop.
pictures.
I
I don't
know.
know if it was for Dawes Tales or his personal game. I don't.
Personal use.
Is that weird?
No,
I don't
no.
blame him.
I would not.
Look at me.
You?
Or look at you.
Sure, look at me.
Sure. Yeah. But we had Sam on, and like I said, it's been fucking awesome with her because her friends listen to the podcast, and our girl listeners love another female's perspective on life, especially in the dating
for sure,
world.
right? And you only get so much from you, right? And it's probably good to have somebody to temper you off, and she's always seemed to have that ability, right?
To temper me off.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All the time.
So, Dawsy, you met her technically through Mark's.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's how that all came about, and then now we're sitting here today as her as a sponsor and everything else.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah. So I think of Sam as like an older, like big sister type of girl, right?
Don't use older, but
We all know that she's super attractive, right?
Mm-hmm.
We can all admit that right now. But in my eyes, big sister.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I've always wanted a big sister, but she's a big sister to me.
okay.
Yeah, where I'm not going to comment that she's a smoke show because at 45, that might make, right? Exactly. So you can edit that out later on.
You're very smart.
Oh, right.
I like it.
But yeah, you know what? And there's been a ton of attractive young ladies come through Mark's, and I won't say that.
For me?
Well, in general,
Oh,
over the
okay.
years, and I wouldn't say that when Corey was there that he dated them all.
I did or
wow.
didn't.
I wouldn't. You know what? It's sort of the eyes wide shut kind of thing. If you don't look, you don't know.
Right.
So it's like those questions. Like I don't have to ask him if he's dating anyone against the policy of not dating anyone at work.
There's a few co-ops.
Yeah, I believe there was.
Hey, yo.
Yeah.
There's a few
And
co-ops.
I may still be friends with her on Facebook.
Really?
I would be.
I am definitely not. Because
Initials,
I know who you're talking about.
initials KD.
Exactly.
Exactly. And she was an attractive young lady back in the day.
Yes.
She's a mom now.
She is a mom now.
Yeah.
Yes. She is a very beautiful person. It just did not work out. So
I feel like from your intro and you guys swiping right, or are you like now like Christian Mingle at your age?
Christian Mingle.
Yeah, right. How are you meeting the young ladies? that you're gonna-
E-Harmony.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah,
not
right?
not E-Harmony. but
Yeah.
Steve, how are you meeting ladies?
How am I? I'm still on Tinder.
Oh, you got Tinder rolling.
Yeah, I'm still on Tinder.
That's got to be tough during COVID, man.
Like I said earlier
Like-
when we were speaking, it's hard. It's hard to just like be like, oh, okay, like you want to date this or that when you're just constantly talking. It's hard.
I feel like Corey would be like a Bumble kind of guy, like just right there for the ladies to look at him and
Yeah.
swing in and under.
Yeah, because they get the first move,
Oh,
right?
right. And you know what? I'll tell you this. It's nothing better than hanging out with a player like Corey back in the day. Maybe even now. Because, right, I've been in a very good relationship with my wife for 22 years. And I mean, right, I tell you, Michelle, by all means.
Love
when
Michelle. Love Michelle.
Told her I was talking to Corey, and she's like, going on the website, and she's like, you'll have so much fun with Corey.
Right.
And she loves Jordan, and
Exactly.
yeah. But it's so funny. It's like I live my right at 45. Right. I mean, I met my wife in high school, so I haven't swiped right once. I haven't nothing in the social media way of dating. So it's like a little bit of, it's exciting to watch
So
you guys chase and pursue.
maybe next time we'll have you on and we'll have like a Tinder off or something like that.
Tinder roulette.
Yeah, like
thing.
I'll go on Tinder, Steve will go on Tinder, and then you can like swipe for us.
Oh, that would be exciting.
And then we'll see who gets the most matches at the end.
Right.
Right?
There
The
you
winner
go.
gets a bottle of Pink Whitney or something like that. Scott buys.
Oh, yeah, seems fair. Seems
Right.
fair.
Yeah.
Winner gets laid at the end of it. That's really what it comes down to, because I'm not winning that shit.
Well, you never know.
I might.
But you know what? Here's the thing, Scott. I appreciate all the kind words that you just said. I am not on anything.
Are you not?
I am literally not on anything, and I'm not even seeing anyone. I just I don't have time. I don't want to do it. There's a lot of.
It sounds like you're growing up, Corey.
I'm 30.
It gets there though, right? I mean,
I'm living the adulthood right now.
it sucks.
I kind of like it.
To be honest though, like, just if we do this, Scott, please just swipe on all the grenades for me.
Yeah,
Please,
yeah.
just all the girls. I'll follow through. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just let me win this pink bottle.
There you
of
go.
whiskey.
Oh, right, for sure. For you,
See,
Steve.
my thing is with the whole dating world is that it's not even the dating world. It's just like me as a person. I like being alone. I like doing my own thing. I don't want to answer to anyone. I don't want to be like, oh, it's Tuesday. I have to go out with dinner with you. No, it's Tuesday. It's podcast night. I get super fucked up, and then afterwards I play like some NHL on Xbox.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Also, you said we were on Xbox, speaking of which, and you said it's just gotten exhausting after a while. Like, it's exhausting.
The dating world.
Yeah, nowadays. Nowadays.
Like we said before, man, it's just
Yeah.
this whole COVID thing, trying to book time. Like, you cannot actually talk to a girl and be like, hey, like, I'll meet you downtown, like, right now. We'll go out for, like, food. You can't do that.
No, what did you say the other night? You're like, oh, I know guys who have been on Tinder for 3 weeks, swiping left on everything, and then all of a sudden, 1 like in 3 weeks. And I went, yep. Remember that last night? That was the last night.
No, what I meant was, like, you can be on Tinder or Bumble or whatever it is
Okay.
and trying to meet someone and not get a match for whatever weeks. And then, like, for self-confidence, how does that make you feel? Not very good. Because that's how you date nowadays, unfortunately, right? Is meeting everyone online.
Yeah.
So you can't really do that.
Scares the bejesus out of me. Right? I wouldn't know.
Luckily for you, you don't have to worry about it.
Oh, right? But heaven forbid, accidents happen.
You still playing hockey, Scott?
I am still playing hockey.
Still goalie?
I am still a goalie.
Haven't attempted to play out yet?
No.
Do you want to attempt to play out yet?
Well, I tried there when we first started. If we don't remember, I played out, never playing hockey growing up. My parents didn't believe in traveling to play hockey.
Why is that?
I don't know.
I don't get that.
I don't know if they were just lazy.
Okay.
Well,
Well, it seems very rude.
Well, and then I don't think there really was house league back then. And I don't think as a kid, I'm pretty even-keeled even back then, so I don't think I ever asked. And it's like, so if little Scotty didn't ask to play hockey, we just didn't play hockey. And I mean, I had lots of He-Man and Legos, and I played, and, I was a pretty content kid, pretty low-key kid.
Okay.
I'm sure my parents could thank me for that, but no real interest in, all my sports were high school, were school related. So, right, make lots of school teams, stuff like that.
Were you a chess guy playing high school?
I not in high school. I think I'd cooled up a little bit by then. Did probably play some chess in public school.
Okay.
So you
didn't get laid in public school?
No.
Okay.
No. Probably a little bit of a late bloomer.
Okay.
But yeah. Yeah, but enjoyed track, running, long distance, stuff like that. Hockey, and then just a lot of guys that I went to school with would remind me of Corey, and I probably wouldn't want to hang out with him in a change room. And you know what? And knowing things that have happened between me and Corey, probably most of my assumptions were correct in high school, and I probably saved myself a lot of distress by not being in a hockey change room. until
bet.
I was 30.
Do you remember? Sorry to interrupt you.
No worries.
We played in a league together, Kinsman.
Yes.
We had a guy on the team. Can't remember his name. Super good hockey player too. Might have been a defenseman or something like that. Whatever. That's besides the point of the story I'm going with right now. Afterwards, he gets in the shower. Holy fuck!
Hammer.
Like a hammer's an understatement at this point. Like you feel sorry for this guy's wife.
Yeah, I do remember. It's funny how you remember little things like that.
Little things. No, it's a big thing to remember.
Yeah. But, and it's funny there, you would enjoy this story. Wonderful young lady, her and her boyfriend on the team, and 2 other young ladies, and very much wanted the team camaraderie and wanted to change in the same change room. And the Peterborough Hockey League's always been very good. Have a women's change room, all that. And these girls came in on the first night, and they're like, hey, you guys care if we come in here and use the change room? And, you know,
You guys are going to say,
yes. Well, you know what? There's a few guys that definitely had issue and would kind of wait until they change. And I'm like, listen, I get naked when I get ready, and I get naked when I'm done. I wear compression shorts. I have a shower. You know, wrinkly balls this way. Don't look in the... And I, right, as a goalie, right, you kind of set up, this is my corner. Don't anyone take my corner. My bag is huge. I need the room. And they were really good.
okay, your bag is huge.
My bag is huge.
I bet.
Goalie bag.
Right.
But right, and I mean, it's hilarious because you think about it when we were back then, and it's like, I think your face would have probably melted right off your head. You would have been like, yeah, you could change it here. That'd be awesome.
Oh yeah. There's a little seat right next to me.
I love Scott's voice. Yeah. he changed it just for you.
He knows. He knows.
Yeah, I think maybe 8 years of Peterborough Rec League and a couple championships mixed in there. Some years of disappointment. I think I've gotten better. I don't have anybody doing a nasty toe drag in front of me anymore since you quit, so that was nice.
Right.
Yeah, you know what though, is definitely I really enjoyed it when all 4 of us played. So that was Reg, Jordan, you, and myself.
Yes,
those
were some good times.
Those
Scott.
were great years. But about throwing back to playing out again, that was how I became a goalie. Is right, give it an effort. Bought equipment, go out, skate with these guys, trying to keep up with Corey, and ridiculous. And then I'm skating back on the puck. Hard, in my opinion. And the goalie comes out and plays it from the corner, and I'm like, you fucker. Can you not see that I'm hustling down here to play the puck back? And I'm like, so right, all four of us are working together. I'm like, guys, if I buy goalie equipment, can we get rid of that guy? And they're like, you want to go buy goalie equipment? I'm like, yeah. And I'll be the goalie, and we can get rid of that guy. And that guy was okay. I don't think there was anything wrong with him.
Oh, chasing it to the corner.
Yeah. Way too much effort for pickup.
Yeah.
And so they let me buy my first set of goalie gear and let me be a shooting target for a while. And I think, tooting my own horn, I think I improved drastically over
Of course, even you know what, Scott. Even when we first started playing, I thought there's potential here to be a really good goaltender. It's just getting used to everything, right?
The angles,
exact. Not even the angles, the equipment, going down, getting back up. Like that's a lot of work, man.
Guy my size too, right?
I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that at all. So yeah. One of the games. Do you remember when? I think I took myself out of the game because I don't think I was going to get a penalty. But somebody was like cross-checking someone, and then I followed the guy right down to the corner, cross-checked him, I threw off my gloves, grabbed him by the cage, and we were going to scrap. And then we kind of said to each other, we're not going to do this.
Yeah, right. The official rec league no fighting rule.
Right.
But yeah, I do remember you probably removing yourself a couple times. I also remember you being ejected a couple times.
Can you share one of those if you remember?
Oh gosh, I mean, right? I think it's the fact that you played with passion and a certain amount of drive and skill that not maybe everybody had out on the ice. And it's like it's like everything, right? If you go hard into the corner, I mean, you're gonna bump, you're gonna grind, and
Exactly.
I even remember there when we rented some ice time, just the bunch of us. You have two guys that are passionate about the game and both play hard, and they get a little rub, and then some explicit words, or a little fuck you in the corner, and then a little fuck you back, and then you want to go.
Right.
Yeah, but
that was kind of me. Like, not even rec league, but like actual league hockey.
I can see
like at
that.
the junior level with the Stars. Like, that was me, man. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't get, like, a lot of people say I am the Brad Marchand of hockey back in the day.
Yeah.
Like, if anyone was gonna talk to me about hockey and like, oh, what, you remind me of a hockey player. Who is it? Brad Marchand.
Right. I don't think you've licked anyone though.
I haven't licked anyone. Well, I had a cage most of the time, so I couldn't, or else I probably would have. Right? I think one of my favorite stories is that when I was playing hockey is when I don't know if Scott, when I flipped off the crowd in Campbellford. Do you remember that?
I think I heard about that.
Right, yeah. So I'm in Campbellford, and this guy skates down. He snows my goalie. My goalie covers the puck, and then the guy, the whistle has blown. The guy still skating down snows my goalie. I grab him, start feeding him. He really didn't have a response at all. So I'm skating away, and I'm pretty sure it's his dad. He's leaning over the glass, yelling at me, calling me every name in the book. So I go over to him. I try to start fighting him from on the ice. But everyone on my team grabbed me, the refs grabbed me, and then I'm skating away, and all the fans are booing me, so I drop my gloves and flip off the whole fucking crowd.
It's nice that he didn't leave his glove on so they could think that maybe he wasn't getting all the other three fingers down. No.
Like the peace sign? Peace,
yeah.
like I didn't mean any of that.
Yeah, right with the hockey gloves, sometimes it's hard to tell whether you're flipping them bird. He shook them off and made sure everybody could see exactly what he meant.
Yes. So one of the first hockey players around this area, or even, I don't even know if it's in general, to get a travesty to the game call.
Jeez.
I got that. Apologized to a bunch of people that I had to, because my dad was super involved in hockey, so I had to make sure the last name was still standing at the end of the day.
You had to go to the board and...
I had to go to the board. I had to apologize
one.
to a bunch of people. I had people watching me after. So every home game that we had in Peterborough, I had someone there watching me. A couple of away games I got away with because nobody would want to make the trip out. So I'm like, cool, I can do anything I want this game.
But ideally, I think still, that's the proper response to that play. And it's just the end result that you always struggle with. Because you know what? As a goalie, if somebody snowed me and one of my defensemen decided to give him a shove or feed him a couple, I'm okay with that. Because you know what? It's a dick move.
Right.
It really is. I got to take my helmet off. I got to get the water out of my face.
Yeah.
And it's just those impulse controls, right?
It is. It is a very... I regret everything I did back in the day, but when I think about it now... I am the Brad Marchand of hockey. Look, that guy's playing top line for Boston. I could have been like that. I wanted to be like that. So, yeah, unreal. Okay, so right now we actually have someone going to come on this cast that is a very good friend of mine. We're actually going to do a little surprise here. This is what we do at Dawes Tales, okay? Steve, like I said earlier, when you were working, I was working. We have a group chat, Dawes Tales. We send messages to each other.
Come on.
We bring people together.
Nice.
So we're going to surprise. So Scott, you know what's going on right now.
Yeah.
But our other guest does not. So we're going to bring him on right now and have a little reunion, so to speak, come on Dawes Tales. Okay? So, without further ado, we're going to bring on my friend... Scott's friend, my big brother, so to speak, from another mother, our buddy Jordan.
Hello.
Hello.
What's going on?
Jordan.
Yeah. What's up?
How's it going, man?
Oh, it's going. How's it going with you?
How's the day?
The day was rough, my friend. I am exhausted. I got 3 hours of sleep last night.
Well, you can't yank it so much and then you'll get some sleep.
No,
I know that for a fact.
I had my first summer league hockey game last night.
Oh, how'd that go?
Exhausting. So out of
Scoring
shape.
goals?
No. Playing very high level hockey and definitely the worst player out there.
You are.
Oh yeah.
So after all these years of playing with me and watching me, you haven't really picked up on anything, eh?
I haven't learned a thing.
Well, I mean, that sounds like a you issue and not a me issue.
It's definitely more of a me issue.
So if you can explain right now to my viewers of Dawes Tales of how good of a hockey player I am and how shitty you are and how you can improve and be better and take away from my game, I'm sure everyone would just fucking love that.
Well, you can be like an average hockey player like Dawsey, but if you have all the confidence in the world, it's just the same as picking up girls. You're going to be a fucking rock star.
You gotta be a fucking rock star.
Yeah.
How many goals did you score last night?
How many? I didn't score any.
Okay.
None. I got none.
Any apples?
I think I had 2 apples.
Okay, well that's good. You know
And,
what? Like I say to everyone, if you want to feed people and be the playmaker, that is 10 times better than scoring a goal. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, I agree, but then I turn around and be like, why does Corey hate Mitch Marner so much?
Ooh.
Oh yeah. We can get into
There's a contradictory there, Mr. Dawes.
We can get into that. First off, what I want to get into, you remember when we were messaging throughout the day about you joining on?
Yeah.
What did I say exactly? Do you remember? I don't have my phone on me, so I can't read out exactly what I said.
You said, get your shit together for 8 tonight, and I have a special guest.
Do you want to take any guesses of who my special guest is right now?
I honestly don't know. All I know is I said, I wonder if it's a smoke show. And you laughed. So
I also agreed that I said, oh, bud. You know, like it's going to be a smoke show. You know me, like, with my old buds. Like, it's going to be a smoke show.
I have no idea.
I'm going to introduce the person right now, and I think you are going to be thoroughly impressed with the guest. Are you ready?
I'm waiting and we're ready.
Okay, so we have actually been doing a cast for a while now. Well, not like just this episode. But I can't. I actually don't even know how to do it. Like, this is actually so big right now. Maybe he'll just say a couple of words and then you just guess, Jordan.
Okay.
Okay.
So if I had been the goalie last night, would you have scored?
Roddy,
How's it going?
Let's go.
what's going on, brother?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm awesome.
I'm
Other than,
glad to hear
like
you.
I was saying, tired. But
Yeah, glad you're skating. You got a big enough knee brace to be doing that out there?
I shrunk it down. I got a tiny one now.
There you go. That's good. That's good. You keep those knees underneath you and not to the left and to the right.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It's more about the ankles being left and right.
Jordan, where do you play? You're in Edmonton, correct?
Yeah, I'm in Edmonton.
How good are the Edmonton hockey players compared to Ontario hockey players?
Well, there's a bigger range. Like, we played in...
Dick-wise or hockey-wise?
Yeah, well, like, I would say they're still the same. Like, you're in the same level. But we have, like, because Edmonton's such a big city, like, there's 14 divisions that you can play in out here in most of the leagues.
Okay.
So, the higher division, so like 14, the highest division, is guys that are beginners. So it would be like that Sunday night league that we played in Peterborough.
Yep.
And then you get the top division, and it's like ex-junior players, ex-NHLers, like pro guys, who it's actually like, because you get to watch a little bit of that hockey depending on your ice time, like when your time slot comes up, and it's awesome hockey to watch. Just minus there's no real body contact, but.
So what are the game lengths like? Like, what are you doing for, like, periods?
We're doing 15-minute periods, 3 periods.
Straight time? Whistle stops?
Stop time, yeah. And we're playing the summer. My team signed up for 4-on-4.
Oh, perfect.
Which was a really bad idea last night because everybody was just gassed. But we can only have 11 players, so it makes it easier for everybody to get their ice time. So.
I was going to say, are you taking your full ice time, or are you, like, giving it to somebody else?
Last night, I was short-shifting myself pretty hard.
Somebody comes to the bench and looks at you, and you're like, no, not yet.
Yeah, no, I'm getting on whenever they come to the bench.
Oh, good.
But I was getting off on my shift pretty early. But everybody else by the end of the game was taking about the same length of shift still. So
just apples last night, no goals.
No goals.
Did you guys win, lose?
We won 8-6.
Nice. Big team selly after? Like out to the clubs, fucking lots of drugs, lots of strippers. What's going on?
This is why I got 3 hours of sleep, because with the COVID rules, with the COVID rules, you can only be in the dressing room for 15 minutes before the game and 15 minutes after the game.
Oh, okay.
So we were out in the parking lot drinking for 3 hours.
Okay. Before or after?
Afterwards.
Okay.
Not that I was drinking the whole time. We were just shooting the shit, but I haven't seen a lot of the guys for a while, so it was kind of good to catch up with everybody, and yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Well, you got a few apples, I'll give you that. You didn't score goals. I expect a lot of goals next game, and after that, and we talk, I expect like an Austin Matthews kind of goal story next time, right?
Like a 4-goal night?
Yeah. Like, what were the apples like with the assist? Like
they were pretty bystanders. There was I think one I chipped off the boards for the guy to go in on a breakaway, and I think the other one was I just kind of threw it up the ice, and a guy dangled through a couple guys and buried it. So nothing that I did spectacularly.
What position are you playing? Sorry.
Forward.
Right wing, left wing.
Well, it's 4-on-4, so
doesn't really matter at that point, eh?
Yeah.
What Scott and I were talking about earlier in the cast is the our dragon boat races.
Oh my god, how fun were those?
Right?
Like, you can't go back and repeat that because you just, even like the second year that we did it, it wasn't nearly the same, but like, we just drank all day and then just jumped in the water for 20 minutes, and then you're out, and you're like, okay, where are we going to drink now?
Well, I wouldn't say we drank all day. We started out in the morning. Like, I'm not an alcoholic like you. Like, if I'm not waking up in the morning and taking shots of Jaeger or whatever, right? Like, I'm getting ready to do the first race. You're on a different level.
Yeah.
After the first race, sure, we can go and fucking drink and have a good time, and then go for the second race after.
Okay, I apologize that I'm an alcoholic, and I was drinking before the first race.
I found a few drinks
thank
always
you.
helped with rowing too, Jordan, so don't feel bad.
Yeah, that's why Scotty was right there with me doing it.
Oh,
So.
more than likely.
Do you remember where we always went after the first race?
It was usually Riley's.
And what do you think our drink of choice was? Because I mentioned this earlier, and I'm pretty sure you introduced myself and even Scott and a bunch of other people to this one shot that we call a hand grenade. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I want to say Jeremy was the one that introduced us to it.
Okay.
I think that I probably partaked in that drink more often than any other human being probably should.
Right.
With the amount of Red Bull and yeah.
That's a big shot. That's a big shot to take.
Yeah, that's like a $20 drink now, though.
Oh, I forgot to say the price to everyone when we were actually talking about it earlier. Like when you go to Riley's here in Peterborough and you get a hand grenade, it is. Yeah, I'm gonna go 16 something, and then you tip. You're about $20 for the shot, correct?
Yeah, but back when we used to go to do the Dragon Boat stuff, that was a $9 drink. Like it was $9. That's all they used to charge us for it.
Oh, it was cheaper.
Oh yeah, everything's way more expensive now.
Inflation does it.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Now, correct us if we were wrong. We were discussing this. What is the order of doing a hand grenade?
Okay, so for me, I always shoot the Jaeger first because I can't shoot vodka. Vodka, like straight vodka, is a no-go for me, and I'm not a big Jaeger guy, but I would rather shoot Jaeger before I ever shoot vodka.
There you go.
So that's me. But you can do it either way you want.
We were discussing it the other way because then it would just be a traditional Jaeger bomb at the end.
Yeah.
But correct me if I'm wrong, you can obviously change that one shot to anything that you want, correct?
Yeah.
So whether you're... my co-host, Steve, he is a big Hennessy guy.
Yeah.
So you can pour a shot of Hennessy in a glass, take the Hennessy first, drop the Jaeger into the Red Bull, and then chug it, correct?
Yeah. I think we all just kind of got stuck on the vodka and the Jaeger and just always stuck with that.
Right. And then how were we for the second race?
You know what? We usually get better the second race, even though we were quite tipsy.
Quite gypsy.
But it's amazing that we could last through that whole day and still go out that night and stay out till 2 o'clock in the morning and have been drinking in the sun all day.
It was troubling at some points. At some points for me, I was thinking to myself, am I human? Can I actually do this?
Yeah.
But I would get through it.
There was a few times where we'd be laughing thinking we're going to end up tipping the boat over.
Well, that's what I always thought. Especially after maybe the second year into it. The first year I was more content. I was like, okay, I just started working here. I don't really know what's going on and whatever. The owner could have been there. He could have been not. I actually can't remember. I wanted to be on my best behavior.
Yeah.
So for that first year, I was like, yeah, a couple of shots, whatever. I'll probably drink some water after. But the second year, I was like, okay, we're going fucking full in, boys. Here we go. Hand grenades. There's no other drink than a hand grenade. We're just going in.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I remember being the same way my first year, and then it was Jed who was kind of like forcing us to drink in between races.
I fucking love Jed.
Yeah, we know that.
Jed is one of my favorite people in the world that worked at Mark's. Like,
yeah.
not even worked at Mark's, just like I said, like in the world. I just didn't know what to say after that. So, just in the world, Jed is my favorite person. Sometimes I see him walking through the mall. I haven't seen him lately, but before COVID, I'd see him and he would come in. I would give that guy the fucking biggest hug in the world. And he knows that I'm one of, I don't know if the feeling's mutual, but I feel like it kind of is.
Well, he does still work at Mark's, and I would tell you he's never come in the next morning and be like, guess who I saw at the mall?
Guess who I hugged?
Yeah.
Never says my name?
No.
Never mentions me?
No.
I gotta get up there.
He probably doesn't even remember what your name is.
Probably thinks it's Travis, right, Jordan?
Yeah. It would fit that.
That breaks my heart a little bit. Like,
Well-
actually, literally a little bit of heartbreakage in there.
Well-
He does not remember me.
Or you know what you got to do? The next time you see him, you straight up ask him, do you remember what my name is? And if he says no, then you let him know what your name is. And if he says yes, how elated are you going to be that he remembers what your name is?
Well, it's not even that, Jordan. It's the fact that if he walks through the mall, sees me, and goes and has those bright eyes, like, oh, I know this person, I'm going to go over and talk to him. That happens. Like, that happened before COVID
Yeah.
with Jet,
Yeah.
right? The other person that I see sometimes, I can't actually remember her name, to be honest. She does a lot with the Dragon Boat. She was the blonde behind the scenes of Mark's.
Cindy.
Yes, thank you. Yes. So when the Dragon Boat was about to start, they would have little gatherings in the mall to promote it, and she was always there. But I never went up to her and was like, hey, like, how's it going? She'd be like, well, who the fuck are you? And why are you talking to me right now? With Jen, it's a different story. With Cindy, it was like, who's this guy? Like, I don't really give a fuck.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Jordan, we worked in the back together. We didn't work on the floor of Mark's Workwear House.
Thank God.
I'd stay off the floor, I would.
We worked in the back. We gathered all the product. We fed it to the floor throughout the day. My understanding is that you have a interesting story of me in the warehouse the one time.
I do.
And sorry to interrupt. I was telling Scott about this before the actual cast started, and he had no idea what I was talking about. And my co-host Steven over here literally obviously has no idea what I'm talking about. So this is going to be brand new for everyone, and I would love to see both of your reaction towards the story, because I can remember it like it was yesterday. And I still, till this day, feel horrible about this, that I can't believe this actually happened. So, Jordan, without any interruptions, please tell the story.
Okay, so like Corey said, at Mark's Warehouse, we worked in the shipping receiving back room, well away from the sales floor. It was pretty awesome because it was kind of like hanging out with your friends in the back, and there wasn't much interruption, and we had some very probably inappropriate conversations that could result in people being terminated. One of which, like, we were obviously, it was 3 guys, mostly 4 guys working in the back. We'd have a conversation with a girl. And it's a family-owned business. And the owner of the business, his daughter, who's quite attractive, was talking about coming to work for us for the summer. And Corey, Corey's got games. And Corey talks games. So there was a gentleman, on top of that, there was a gentleman that worked in the back room with us who was the owner's father-in-law. We called him Monsieur. Who?
Jordan, sorry to interrupt. Just just more clear on who the actual gentleman was in the back. Sorry, just say it again.
He was the store owner's father-in-law.
Okay.
So the grandfather of the young girl who was talking about coming to work for us. And when I had mentioned, she's coming to work for us, well, Corey starts going on a tangent rant about all the things he's going to do to this girl.
Oh, God.
But Corey would live every fantasy he ever had about a woman through this girl. And Corey's going on and on. And I'm looking at him going, what are you doing right now, my friend? Her grandfather is sitting 20 feet away from you. And Corey, no clue. I'm looking at him going, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Corey just keeps going. He goes, well, Corey at that time had I don't know if you still want this happening to you, but you wanted a girl to defecate on you for whatever reason.
What?
Well, that was the final straw when you're like, I let her shit on me. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? So then I walked over the other side of the room, grabbed Corey and said, come with me. We're going to the corner. He's like, what? I'm like, the girl you're talking about is that gentleman's granddaughter. You just talked about her granddaughter sitting on your chest, my friend. That you said you wanted to do to her or her do to you.
Right.
And the look of horror on your face that you just were mortified because this gentleman was so nice to us and you actually had a really good relationship with him, that you would say those things about his granddaughter and somehow you didn't put two and two together, that they were related, was just shocking to me.
I had no idea what was going on until you actually pulled me aside and explained things.
Is it really shocking though, Jordan? When we know
No,
it's scary, but not shocking.
I honestly thought Corey knew how a family tree worked. And apparently he didn't. So I had to sit him down like he was a kindergartner and explain how a family tree works. And then I think I ended the conversation with if you have a job at the end of the day, I might be shocked.
Right.
And Corey left on good terms. I believe you. He's not on the not hire list.
Yeah.
So, congratulations, Corey.
Thank you.
Good job.
And you know what? In all honesty, I actually had no idea what was going on. I thought it was just Jordan. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was like me and you, another guy maybe at the time. So it was kind of like guy chat going on in the back of the room, right?
It was similar conversations that we've had in the past, which I'm like, Monsieur's not going to worry about it. He just keeps to himself. But when you bring up his granddaughter, it's a different story.
He'd probably sitting in the corner being like, Tabernacle.
Right?
Damn.
Right?
And I think he left not long after that.
I can't take it anymore. I need to retire. I'm moving back to Montreal.
Probably told the owner he might kill one of his employees, so he might have to retire at that point.
And
right.
And the great thing is, she's now my boss.
No?
Yeah, for sure, she's running the show now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's good. I gotta really enjoy work tomorrow when I go in there and just think of this. But you know what? I mean, Corey did a lot of things at work that should have got him fired.
Well, yeah.
Do you remember the time? I believe I was a big Pepsi drinker back in the day, and there was a washroom back in the warehouse, and foolish me left my pop can on the table, and went to the washroom, came back, continued to drink, and everybody, the boys club, were all giggling, and then they're like, I think Corey teabagged your pop. And I just threw the pop out and I walked away. Didn't say a word. Gave him that. I was furious. And just kind of stared at him like a father would a son and be like, and walked away. Come back later in the day and he'd written a really nice little I'm a sorry note. And he's like, really sorry, blah, blah, blah. And I take the note and I walk over and I put it through the shredder and walk away again. And he's like, I think Scott's really mad with me.
Right in front of me?
I think you were there when I shredded the note.
You were, because he was giving me the eye as he shredded it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to know.
And Corey still has a job, and ideally I would still say, you know what, I like Corey, but
That moment you did not like me.
But right, and I've had Mr. Dawes' junk on my phone when I was, not smart enough to know how to change my. I'm still not smart enough to know what to call it. My screensaver, and left my phone in the lunchroom. Foolish me, and walked away when young Mr. Dawes was in the lunchroom and come back to hairy balls and nuts. And yet he still had a job there.
That was my go-to. That was my go-to. If you leave your phone around, for me it was like free game. I don't care what you were doing at work or whatever your personal life matter was. You leave your phone around me, you're probably gonna get a picture of my fucking testicles.
It's an invitation.
Or you get
it's the
Facebook
thing on his Snapchat. It's still the same thing.
Or my what? Sorry, Steve?
Snapchat. It's the same thing.
You do not want me to have Snapchat, correct?
No, I tell you to delete it all the time.
Jordan, I think you can go with Steven on this and say delete Snapchat. Corey?
Yeah, it's not as frequent as it used to be, so I wouldn't say you need to do it. At least I'm not getting them as frequently. But, you can do what you will with it. Usually, I'm a quick look and see if it's a text thing from Corey. I'll look at it. If it's an image being sent to me, I'm usually like, well, that'll be something I look at when I get home. or the safety of others who might be peering over my shoulder.
So you never screenshot my Snapchats?
No.
Why?
But he taking a shit.
I mean, in my defense, when I'm doing that, it's usually a holiday, and I'm saying like Merry Christmas or like Happy Thanksgiving. Like to me, that's just being a good friend and wishing someone like a Merry Christmas or a Happy Thanksgiving. So like I said, like in my defense, like you're the asshole who is coming down on me, and I'm just sending you a nice greeting.
Yeah.
Not so much.
Hey, if you're gonna do that, just start sending me pictures of like females. That's a better route to go.
The ones you slept with too. Yes, please.
No, not the ones that he slept with. I don't want. No.
Wow.
Why not?
Because I don't need to know what they look like.
You just want to know the stories behind it.
Yeah, the stories are funny.
Did I send you one a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, well, we're not going to say what it was or anything, but I'm just going to say, like...
Yeah, you did send me that a couple of weeks ago, yeah.
I did send you a Snapchat a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Right.
And you know what, I don't mind the Snapchats and stuff like that, because usually that gets a conversation between you and I going. And sometimes we'll go a couple of weeks without talking, and then I'll get a Snapchat from Corey, and I'll be like, "Oh, fuck, what's going on, Corey?"
He was going to say, "What's that? What is that?"
Yeah, well, yeah, that. Yeah.
Well, you know what? All I can say is that I would be very if I had a friend like myself sending you stuff. I would probably screenshot it. I would save it. B, I would probably, after I screenshot it, I'd send it to the rest of my friends and be like, yo, this is what my boy did. Like, look at this. You know, like, are you doing any of that? Or are you just kind of off your shoulder and then you continue on with your night?
Yeah, I kind of see that. Like, all my friends don't want to see a picture of you on the toilet.
That's cool. I can respect that.
Yeah.
I can respect that.
They're different people out here.
You know what? I can actually understand that. That is very, very true.
Yeah.
Okay, Jordan.
Yeah.
Are you surprised and happy with this phone call and the guest I introduced you to?
I'm ecstatic with the guest, and I'm always happy to talk to you, Corey.
Thank you.
And excited to be on the podcast. I'm excited. I listen, so I'm excited to be on the podcast.
And what do you think of the podcast, if you don't mind me asking?
But I think it's getting better every week. And you know what? I'm even learning things off of it, like from your guests that I'm like, oh, I never even thought of that stuff before. So
can you give me an example? Can you give like our viewers, myself, Steven, an example of what you mean?
You know, I'm blanking on your musician friend that you had on.
Brett.
You had,
Thank you, Steve.
yeah,
Brett. Yep.
So and he was talking about like the future of music and like concerts and stuff, and like that stuff was like stuff I didn't even think about. And then even he was talking about like the economics that go into being like an opening act, that like you basically don't make money doing it. So
Right.
that stuff was fun to learn.
Right.
And then, of course, like me and you have sometimes different views on hockey and stuff like that. I'm constantly yelling at my phone when you guys talk about hockey and the different views, and I'm like, oh my god, that is such a dumb take on that.
We have a treat for you in a couple weeks.
Yes. I was just about to actually say that, Jordan, is that so we kind of know the dates of when hockey is going to happen, especially like when training camp's going to start and the first like the puck drop. So kind of the week before the puck drops is that we're going to have a serious hockey talk cast on here. And we'll bring you back on, obviously, because most of our minus Stevens guest on here is they're non-Leafs fans.
Yeah.
So
Go
we
St.
want it.
Louis
St. Louis.
St.
Really?
Louis.
for sure.
Okay.
They're defending champions.
Sure. If we want to go that route, yeah,
Do
for
I
sure
have
we
a
can do that.
Place for this guy.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so Jordan, I know you're a busy guy. I'm going to let you go here because we got to wrap things up. In time, we will bring you back on. We're going to talk some serious hockey talk about the play-in round and everything else going on with the NHL. Thank you for coming on and sharing those beautiful Dawes Tales. I must say.
You know I got plenty of them. So.
They were picture perfect. I know you got plenty of them in the vault, and like I said, we'll get you back on. You'll be a recurring guest on Dawes Tales.
I like it.
But again, thank you for coming on, and we'll chat soon.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Okay.
Bye, Daddy.
See you later, Jordan.
Thanks,
Yeah.
buddy.
Bye.
Man,
What
Love
a
that
guy.
guy.
What a guy.
Love
eh?
that guy.
Scott, how awesome was that?
Good time.
When was the last time you talked to him?
Probably the last time he was home and he bought me breakfast because I forgot my wallet.
Okay.
Good, like, right?
Nice.
Like, yeah, solid. I'm like, oh shit, I don't have my wallet. He's like, I'll pay.
Where'd you guys go?
Good lad.
Sunset Grill.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good food.
So yeah. So glad he's still got family in Ontario that forced him to come home.
Yep.
And one of those guys that really is busy when he comes back to Ontario and tries to hit up everybody.
Yes. That's
Which,
that's
is always tough, right?
That's the one thing I love about him, that he will make room for everyone that is involved in his life.
I meant to ask him if he thought he was an adult now.
Oh, that
That would have been a good comparison to see
Yeah.
where he thought he was at and where you were at.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Well, maybe you'll have to ask him next time.
That's a good segment of you saying that you want to come on again and do this again.
I would love to come back again.
So you had a good time, Scott.
Oh, great time. Good laughs. Nice to have a couple laughs. And
Yep.
Yeah, it's just a different perspective, definitely for me, and a different Tuesday night. So,
Right. Just quickly here. Last time that we talked, you wanted to start your own podcast, correct?
yeah, I was thinking, ideally, wouldn't it be great if you got to the point where you started producing more and had like a house of podcasts? And I always thought, doing one like, Tom Segura and his wife, they've got the YJM podcast company, right? So they have different podcasts, but all under the same production thing.
Right.
But I always thought I'd like to do like a Scotty Doesn't Know podcast.
Cool.
And just same thing.
Okay.
Something that I'm oblivious to or clueless about, and then bring a guest on to enlighten me and allow me to ask some questions.
Right.
But you know what? As they say, right? It's time, money, and effort.
It's a lot, man.
Yeah.
So before all this, we actually started with once a week, and then our producer thought it was a good time to actually do twice a week. So now we do twice a week.
Crazy
So,
stuff.
Yes, it is a lot, but I think you can do it. I'd be stoked if you were actually going to invite us
And-
on to the podcast.
I was going to say the same thing. if you do start one,
It's what it's all about.
let us on there.
Oh, for sure, right? And you know what I find too is truly the struggle about any kind of thing is when you live outside of Peterborough in the beautiful village of Bob Cajun, home of Kawartha Dairy. They should sponsor the podcast.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Best ice cream anywhere. But
Throw it out there.
throw it out there. But
Yeah.
it's getting people to come out, right? And it's tough to have a couple beverages knowing you've got to drive home or this or that or
Right.
and I mean that's really a lot of when you commute into town. I mean, right, you meet tons of cool people and know a ton of people in Peterborough, but it's tough to kind of have friendships or whatever or do things outside of that because right, a late night turns into a late night.
Oh, of course.
A very late night.
Honestly, though, Scott, you start one up, Dawes Tales will show up. I think by then we might have limo services and everything else at that point.
Yeah.
Or at
There you
least
go.
a cab.
I don't even expect much in my green room. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
there you go.
it's literally like a bottle of red. I don't even care what it is, and that's it. I don't even need like Skittles, Sour Patch Kids. I don't need any of that.
Well, and I would love to, and I know you guys were talking earlier about your summertime drink or your go-to drink, and I would miss an opportunity not to talk about a great summertime drink. Biggest glass you can find, whether it's a 32 ounce or whatever, lots of ice, followed up by a ton of sourpuss, and then a little splash of Fresca.
Ooh.
You can start the night with that, you can end the night with that. It is refreshing as fuck.
Me as a big drinker, I think I might give that a try.
That sounds pretty good.
I might give a review on Dawes Tales, the next one.
We should do that.
Yeah.
Love for you to have some and then lay it out, throw a little down that Scotty let you know about that beverage and what you thought about it.
Yeah. Let's do it. Okay,
Yeah.
so until next time, everyone stay safe and enjoy life, and we'll chat soon.
Thanks so much, guys, for having me.
Thanks, Scott.